everyone, I'm Becky.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're doing Bickering Book Reviews. Today we are talking about Girls with Sharp Sticks by Suzanne Young, which we actually got an arc of because on our blog, once a month we pick what books we're most excited about coming out in the month, and I love Suzanne Young's books.
And I've never read any.
And I marked this as one of my most excited to read, and Simon & Schuster kindly sent us an arc, but I didn't have time to read the arc, so I listened to the audiobook, but you read the arc.
I did.
So we covered all bases. So this book is about Philomena, and Philomena is a student at this fancy all-girls school. It's very prestigious. It's called the Innovation Academy. And it's kind of like they're taking the girls and they're training them to be like perfect young ladies so that they can have a good find a perfect partner in life. But like as time goes on, Philomena kind of starts to notice some weird things because like they're given like weird treatments, and then there's stuff like, you know, their parents don't really show up, and like they keep talking about like sponsors. And as she kind of unravels this mystery, she finds that there's a steady dark side to Innovations Academy that moves beyond what you might expect.
Yeah,
I don't want to give away more than that.
Though I do want to say, like, I knew what the twist was the whole time, and it felt so gratifying to know that I was right. But it sounds like you read somewhere that you like.
Yeah, so one of the descriptions, I thought it was on Goodreads, but maybe they took it off, or maybe I read it on Amazon. They compare it to something, and what they compare it to, I was like, oh, well, then it's that. And as I was listening to the audiobook, I'm like, yeah, that's totally the twist. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't compare. And I don't want to compare it because if I compare it to what it is, people.
Okay, so number one, I don't ever read descriptions before I read these books, which I think is probably not a good thing sometimes. Number two, even if I had read the comparison, I still wouldn't have gotten it because I'm not familiar with the comparison.
Yeah.
So it would have been okay for me. Like, it wouldn't have meant anything to me.
Yeah.
Whereas it means something different for you.
Yes. So, but I really like Suzanne Young's books. She takes things that are very popular and she kind of puts a spin on it. Because the first book I read by her was about the girl who was an angel and didn't know she was an angel. And like at that time there were all of these books about angels. And hers was like different. And then when she did the program about the kids with the mental illness that they erased their brains, their memories, it was very dystopian, but it was like an entirely different spin at the height of dystopia. And I feel like this is a very much a hashtag Me Too book and like a girls finding their voice book, but it's entirely different than what else is out there.
Okay, I mean, I can agree, but I think she still even kind of falls with, it's still a dystopian book as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it is, but yeah.
I don't know. I don't think the Me Too portion of it, though, was very strong. Like, I think that's kind of what I get back to, because I actually, at some point I must have read the description, because I remember it talked about talking about like societal issues and how this really kind of questions that, and it didn't do that for me. And like,
but they do talk a lot about like men want girls to be quiet and like you're going to be a good wife and why are you thinking too much, and that, I mean, that is an issue that like young girls need to see. You have a voice.
I can agree, but with the overall arc, and it's hard to kind of talk about without giving away the twist, but like based on the twist, it feels like this is more of just an issue within this community, not society as a whole. Like it felt like kind of one of those cults almost. Like it felt like a cult. It didn't feel like this is how society views it. This is just an example of that. It felt like this is where society is. This specific boarding school kind of rose through that, but it is not representative of everybody else.
See, I didn't feel that. I felt that it was like these wealthy elite people who were from like across the world were basically like going to this academy, and like they were sponsoring these girls, and like the whole thing with the one girl and her lawyer, and they even say like, you stole and like damaged our goods basically. And I feel like that society wise there are a lot of people, and I want to say men, but there are some women that view girls that way too.
See, but the thing is, and like yes, that is present in our society, but in the society that was crafted in this book, it felt like they were the exception, not the rule.
I don't feel like you saw enough of the society.
Because, well, I guess I'm coming back to the convenience store boyfriend. Convenience store boyfriend and his friend, I mean, the town in general around there thought that this boarding school was weird. They didn't like it. And so, like, to me, that means that the boarding school was other.
I don't know. I didn't see that. Like I said, because of the fact, I mean, because you always have, like, certain parts of the population believe one thing and certain parts of the population believe something else. And I kind of felt like when you think of who was going to the boarding school, it was, like, those very elite, wealthy people who make decisions that affect everybody.
I just don't agree.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think that we're going to come to an agreement about this because I really feel like it felt like a cult book to me.
Oh, see, I didn't see
that. It felt like those books were like Child Brides and all that kind of stuff. Like, it felt like one of those kind of books. And because it was dystopian enough, it didn't feel like it was as much a commentary on all of our society today, but like what we could become. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we should probably rate it, huh?
Yeah, so our rating system starts at the top with 5 unicorns. We go down to 2 unicorns. If we don't like it, it's a horse.
So I'm at a 4 unicorn because, and even though this is set up to be a Me Too movement book, the, like, love story didn't get me. And, like, obviously, like, that wouldn't be the point of this book, but, like, I just didn't.
Yeah, because, like,
it just didn't work for me.
People made it sound like that there was, like, supposed to be this big love story, but to me, the love story was so, like, secondary. I'm at a 3, but I think I would be at a 4 if I didn't know the twist because of the description.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I was just, like, I think that I would have been more surprised by the ending if I hadn't read that.
I wasn't surprised, I was gratified.
Yes. So that is where we are on Girls with Sharp Sticks.
See you around.
Bye.